Good morning,
Morning, CEO.
CFO. We decided today we were going to record our power duo. I call this the power duo Pow-Wow, and it's actually something that I designed for Steve and I as people who do everything together, but also have a very, very complex life. And we've been doing this for how long now, Steve?
A good couple of months, and I just realized you were in the power seat because I had to raise my seat up because I was down like this. So maybe I need to raise up to your level. Yeah.
And below this video, I'm actually going to paste the format so that you can give this a go. So we're going to start with the vibe check. Steve, can you describe your week ahead in one word?
My,
Spicy. Oh, actually, do we do week ahead or we'll do week behind first? So last week and then week forward. So describe last week in one word, spicy, overwhelming, magic, or chaotic, and this week looking ahead.
I think last week was an international buffet. I don't know if it was overwhelming, magic, or chaotic, or all of the above. So definitely pushed the boat out on the travel side of things with 4 cities in 4 days. So it was, I would say, the buffet.
Chaos, but fun. And then week ahead.
The week ahead is, I think, abundant is the word.
Nice.
Um, Heading to Fiji this week, so 2 weeks and lots of international travel.
Yeah, so last week for me was keeping the wheels on. This week for me is keeping the wheels on. But with belief, I think. Can you rate your personal stress level 1 to 10 and share what has been most draining for you the last week?
Yeah, I think last week stress levels were pretty high, especially with the juggle of international travel and being last minute. From it being a pilot by trade, everything is usually pretty well planned and in the calendar. But we had a lot of moving parts, jigsaw parts, sorting out accommodation last minute. So by the end of the week, the fuel tanks, emotional tanks, everything was pretty depleted. But checking into breath work and the art of living yesterday has been able to bring those stress levels down to in the green range to get ready for another busy week.
Nice. Yeah, my personal stress levels were pretty high last week, and I think my biggest thing, as you know, is I'm not super good at emotional processing, and I just was basically feeling like very emotionally taxed, I suppose.
What do you
So
mean? Just turn the taps on and release.
yeah,
It's
yeah. So I did on the weekend, as you know, and we did our wealth check-in and realigned on finances, and I had a massive cry, and I feel a lot better as a result of that. So that's good. Okay, and what has been bringing you joy last week and week ahead?
Well, bringing me joy. Definitely it comes back to, we can talk about this later. Um, Stepping out of and breaking up from a CEO role within our organization and going to a CEO, Chief Experience Officer, and CFO, as in Chief Family Officer. So definitely made the magic happen last week, which, yeah, when we talked about it this morning about pouring into the buckets of life and career is sometimes we get to the end and we've got nothing left to pour because everything's poured into family business and there's not much left for us
Mm.
as as a couple as a so I think yeah being able to surprise Lola for her 13th and create a new ritual for the whole family was super powerful. It brought me so
Mm.
much joy. Even cried, I think, in front of 20,000 tweens jumping up and down, and then spending time with Sienna and Stells at the end of the week, building Lego and seeing the family connection strong to go, and the kindness of Sienna buying Stella something, like just doing random acts of kindness, really did bring me joy last week.
Yeah, me too. Sienna's birthday, Lola's birthday surprise, working with amazing clients that we're just like so inspired by. But yeah, I think wildly what brought me joy was actually crashing out emotionally and like having a big cry because I like have been raised as like a typical Australian woman, which is like tough and like we don't cry and we get on with it. And there's this like toughness to me, even though I'm soft and I'm full of wonder. There's a toughness to me, and I think being vulnerable is actually um, something that's brought me a lot of joy. So I feel better. I feel good about that. Okay, so the next part of this is the us check-in. So yeah, three quick questions. The first one, what's feeling really good in our relationship right now? Let's celebrate the wins.
What's feeling really good in our relationship? Yeah, being able to, um, um, I suppose, commit and invest in unpacking what needs to be unpacked and not leaving it to fester and bubble along. And if that ends in conflict and tension, that to be able to release tension, you need to bring it to the surface. So I think we definitely navigated that last week. It was the uh, the blow up to blow through. So I think that was really powerful. And then reflecting back this morning on how we navigated that during the weekend, and I take the learnings and lessons. And Steve, to solve things, needs to walk away and give myself space. And Sarah can share how she usually fixes it. Whereas this time we kind of did it together
Mm,
in movement, and that was probably the biggest breakthrough that we shared with each other this morning. So
yeah,
maybe share on how your old self used to
yeah.
solve
So,
things.
um, you know, the work that you do when you're in love with someone, you learn about your conflict styles and all that sort of stuff. So Steve's conflict style is like to run away, and my conflict style has definitely been to sorry, I'm just gonna remove that. Um, My conflict style is to work through it. I am like a freaking bull in a china shop. I'm just like, let's solve it, let's solve it, let's solve it, let's solve it, let's solve it. And he's like, go away, woman, I need some space. But because our attachments styles are different, like Steve leaving in the middle of conflict has typically left me feeling really vulnerable and scared. Um, and so, yeah, I had a little cry about it because instead of taking space, I we went for a walk together and we actually did three of our favorite rituals. We went to the South Melbourne market and got our God's Lemme. We went into a bookshop, which we're both, I mean, our virtual backgrounds kind of show like we're both obsessed with books. Obsessed, like reading them, smelling them, looking at them, seeing what people have written, like it's total shared obsession. And probably the second, no, I won't say second, but like eighth love of my life is cherry ice cream. Got my cherry
And,
t-shirt on.
and Steve found it, and it got Uber delivered. It's probably the most
Yeah.
expensive ice cream we've ever got.
There
But
have, but like those little rituals that actually just like brought us closer together versus like creating a deeper rift, I think was just unbelievable. So that's just feeling so good because I feel like we now have a bit of a repair ritual. And that's been something, I've brought up like a few times in our relationship. I've been like, I just want to do the repair work. Like I want to learn how to repair together. And I just feel like I'm gonna get emotional again. I just feel like this weekend we figured that out. And that's so exciting because it's like it's been a really big thing for us to try and figure out. And we're both designers and we're both super capable. But like that one ritual has been really tricky for us to kind of nut crack the nut on, and I feel like we have. So I'm celebrating that massively. Um, and that's just bringing so much oneness, which I just absolutely love. Um, so yeah, the next question is what's been hard or feeling off? Um, and with this one, it's important not to have blame. It's that whole, there's a TikTok trend at the moment where couples sit on the couch with a camera and say, we listen and don't judge. And they like share stuff with each other. And I've watched a few of them recently and it's so funny. One of them would be like, you know how we said that we'd never let the kids watch device? Well, when you're at work, I like literally put on Rachel and watch it with the kids for an hour because I'm exhausted, like little things. So yeah, we listen but don't judge. What's been feeling off in our relationship?
um, yeah, I think parenting, especially co-parenting,
Yeah.
when we're both constantly to evolve and do personal sort of work and evolve and then couple, but you've also got parenting. So there's like multiple buckets that we're all trying to, it's like an orchestra really. And it's
Mm,
so funny. We did. last week go and sit in church, and then an orchestra started playing, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like you can imagine the violinist that's trying to get in harmony, and then you've got the pianist over there with no conductor. So it's funny.
Well,
Seriously.
because how funny was it to begin with? They were all like, and it just sounded awful, and then like it came together. But that took for each instrument to be in tune, and for there to be that conductor that like brought that then together. So yeah,
And I think people, or couples, it's like, it's why we have coaches, it's why we have mentors, and um, each each coach or mentor has a different role and responsibility. And AI has been super powerful within our orchestra, is that we don't have conductors. So
yeah.
it's or we try to both conduct at the same time, and we know an orchestra would sound like shit. So I think the parenting.
I just had such a mind moment because like that's the biggest moment that we had this weekend when you were like, you need to be CEO. I need, it's like we've decided to be wonder conductors of different parts of our life and business. And that then means you've got someone holding that. I don't even know what that little wandy thing is called, but
And definitely the work taking the yeah, we've poured so much into our work from literally getting decimated and going sort of all into to an organization to put everything on pause to then restart the momentum of a steam train because we are a steam train. We're still trying to get to our green energy, but it's a big thing to move and shift and get momentum. So there's a lot that's gone into that, and that's probably left the other parts down the food chain. Um, Out of alignment. So being able to just consciously know that we are not tipping into certain jars. And we watched an amazing program last night. Well, binge the four seasons.
yeah,
You guys should watch it. All the couples out there,
yeah.
Seth and Alice, who are very good friends and mentors around realigned couples
Oh my
working
God,
together.
this we love them so much. Talk about
Go and
couple.
watch this, but mindful of time. So
Yep, that's okay. So yeah, what's been hard or feeling off? Maybe breakthrough was like I've been managing our finances across our business and our life, and that's five kids, four schools, multiple properties. I definitely don't want to whinge. I'm so grateful that we have been able to sustain like a really complex setup. But it has been really hard. So I just felt really good that we had such a deep and connected wealth check-in on the weekend. And I just feel really supported in that space, which I absolutely love. One small tweak we could make to feel more connected this week.
well, we already doing it right now.
I
So.
know, I'm so excited. This is
Actually, we
good.
have a chicken, and then we went to
Yeah.
our favorite. So for us, is being able to step out of our apartment and getting into
Food.
the
Food
environment.
and movement are our two favorite things, aren't they?
Yes,
Sorry.
right. Uh,
Okay. Life logistics sync. Upcoming commitments. What have you got happening this week?
um, Going back to, I think it'll be a bit of an emotional reconnect. Obviously, Fiji has given me such an incredible 20 years of doing business, doing life, doing community, just doing everything. And it was awesome last week to actually reconnect with my co-founder, Jot, who still to this day is running and growing Australia's largest school leaver experience company and youth travel company. So to go up there and I pay sort of massive respect and built and sold five different businesses in different shapes, sizes, and forms. But to walk upstairs at the original office. Or second office to then Jot introduce me as the co-founder into Unleashed was pretty moving and awesome to go. My kids are going to grow up and Unleashed is still going to be around and an option to go to. So, yeah, going back to Fiji, but more importantly, SPTE, which is the South Pacific. I need to sort of pay homage to my childhood and growing up in the Cook Islands. So this one's going to be special. It's always been super invested into Fiji, Fiji, Fiji. But this one is like exploring the rest of the South Pacific, the Cook Islands, Palau. Nauru, Samoa, Tonga. Like, I'm really excited to help support the whole of the Pacific. So, yeah, it's going to be a good week.
I can't wait for you to take me to the Cook Islands, Steve. This week's a big week because obviously you're traveling. We've got amazing client work. On Friday, Sienna's having a sleepover with four of her best friends. So there's like kid chaos, there's social stuff. Mum and dad arrive on Wednesday. We've then got Mother's Day on Sunday, so lots of commitments this week. And I think the hot spot that I was talking you through this morning was just the logistics of it, like cars and drop-offs and pickups. And I'm going to catch the train with all the kids just to kind of keep it super simple. So yeah, the support that I need this week is just I put in here, what support do you need this week? Emotional, practical, or surprise coffee deliveries? And it took me back to during COVID when you used to just like Uber Eats food to my door or like organize little drops, and it's probably weird little things like that. So yeah, surprise coffee delivery this week. No, I should be good. I think just talking through it is the support that I needed. What about you? Hotspots or things you need support with this week?
Yeah, we've got Luca's grit camp, so I'm super excited about getting to grit camp in the next couple of weeks and taking Luca into the bush for 3 days. I think the family's got some side bets on is like who's going to last, Steve or I think Luca's winning. So that's that. But yeah, just when traveling, it's always hard to stay on top of business, moving the needle on all of those aspects. So it's great that we've found an incredible business manager, Prey, who has come on board the last couple of weeks. So it's really helping him see his superpowers and take action and kind of sit between me and Sarah to be that conductor, really,
Yeah,
to make sure the orchestra, all units of the orchestra are playing
two
in a
orchestras. Yeah, I like that. Okay, love and play segment. So this is just a quick one. How do we make sure that we have dates locked in the calendar, especially because we're about to have some time apart with you traveling? What is one fun or meaningful thing that we can do together this week? I think I can already answer that because we're going to Pilates at 5 o'clock this afternoon, which you love. And then what's one thing that we could appreciate about each other right now?
Well, I think, yeah, we've also got an offsite tomorrow down at the Mornington Peninsula with a new client that's coming on board that kind of it's going to be great going to their property and seeing what their vision was around retreats and experiences there in the event space as well. But I think just, yeah, traveling together, having time in the car is a date as well for us. So it's not necessarily always going out for dinner. It's just making a commitment that it's not talking about business in the car. So
Like
I
that.
think the drive back from Mornington tomorrow will be fun.
Oh, we should see how close it is to that life-changing pasta that we had down in Sorrento that time, and maybe that becomes like a date night check-in on the way home. Okay, and then what's one thing we can appreciate about each other right now?
Um, that I'm really bloody good at being a CFO, not financial,
You're
not
appreciating, you're meant to appreciate it about me, not
uh,
yourself.
you
Self-love
can do.
club. No, that's good.
Oh, sometimes you got to
Yeah.
do self-love.
Yeah,
So
no, definitely.
chief family officer, but no, I just appreciate how much that you've done to juggle the finances. And as I said, super grateful that we have property and investments, but sometimes that's a bigger headache than just the standard workflow. So you definitely helped juggle the buckets across 2 countries, and very much looking forward to the next 12 months of
Yeah, yeah.
abundance and flow.
And I definitely want to appreciate your chief family officer role because we've got super happy kids right now who are emotionally expressing with us. They feel safe to talk to us about anything, which I just absolutely love. Okay, the closing ritual. A quick moment. Let's just take a big deep breath, and we're just going to do our 5 breaths together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And can we just choose a power word for the week?
Committed.
Oh, I love that. Momentum.
Adios, amigo.